Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome aboard. Welcome to another listing show. We're getting 2 listing shows this week because I am in a print ad frenzy. I'm trying to get tons up. They're selling well. A couple of nice high dollar sales in recent weeks with the print ads have motivated me even more to get more and more of them up and get them ready here as we enter the second month already of fourth quarter. So happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. We're going to be listing, as you've probably seen in the description and the thumbnail, a World War II issue of Ladies Home Journal. What's interesting to me about this specific issue, it is tied directly with the end of World War I, which ended on what became Armistice Day, November 11th, now is known as Veterans Day of 1918. So most likely the magazine was printed obviously before the month it actually came out. So you'll see a lot of the ads sort of speak to, that it's still the war, when theoretically at the time that this magazine came out was the end of World War I. So that's a little interesting twist, I think, anyway. It's a nice combination of like Christmas time ads because it's November and, the end of the war, but yet they're still talking about war effort stuff. I hope you're intrigued as I am. The beautiful, beautiful ads. I was able to get, I listed 15 or so yesterday from the magazine, and I was so excited that I set up this live show. I said, you know what, I'm going to save a bunch of them for the live show. I think I wound up getting almost 60 ads from this beautiful magazine, and they're huge ads, 16 inches tall by 11 inches wide. I think I just heard the little bell of my dog's collar. Hold on, folks. Because Mrs. Flippett forgot to close the door. Sorry about that little distraction. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. It's exciting. They're really good ads. Say hi to some folks here. We have Empty Nesting 2, a.k.a. Maria. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hi, Jim. Happy Friday. Welcome. CJ, welcome as always, and thank you for coming in as always. Same with you. Jeff. Oh, you got Jeff in there. Okay, cool. Now we got Jeff in there. Good evening to you, Jeff. Welcome aboard, man. Thanks for coming in. Can't wait to show these to everybody. I was really blown away. I think they're beautiful, beautiful ads. There's a couple that we're going to use the term print and drop the ad on, just like let me show you this one really quick. The one I was telling you guys about that I listed on the 30th, and it sold on Halloween, like less than 24 hours later for $75. I listed it at $99. I talked about it on the show on Monday briefly, but it did sell on Halloween. 24 hours later for $75. I took a best offer for $75. And that was a print as opposed to a print ad. Hey, Stephen, how are you? Welcome to the show. Great to have you aboard. Welcome. Hope you enjoy. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Stephen. Welcome as always. Great to have you too, man. Buckle up. Put on your thinking caps. We might need some keyword help here, but let me show you if I can get rid of this screen share I had set up. We'll do a new one. And I'll just show you guys this cool ad that's sold. Not ad. I got to get out of the term ad. Print. We're going to just call it a print. We have a couple of those to do tonight. Let me set up the share for you so you can see it. Present. Share screen. And we just want to share one image. There we go. Okay, that's the one that's sold. Listed on the 30th, sold the 31st. I did price it way up. I think I talked about that on the last show, as a matter of fact, that I was going to price it to the moon, as I said, and took a best offer, $75. How could you go wrong with a stupid piece of paper? But a really nice print here. Let me show you the full thing once again. Remember, we were joking about, he's running over a dog. I guess that's a dog. I don't know what that's supposed to be on the road, but it has the word Spain on the collar, indicating that they had won, that we had won. This is the very brief Spanish-American War. And I did add, you can see the title I put in there. I just have antique original print, not add Uncle Sam 20th century, because it was the dawn of the 20th century. It was an 1899 ad, or print, I should say. And I did, after we were talking about it on the show on Monday, I put that Spanish-American War victory. So in any instance, whatever the case may be, it did sell for $75, which is really good money for my prints or my print ads, whatever you want to say. Hey, Maria, how you doing? Yeah, that was awesome. And I put a little note about that in the, what is the community tab on the page here. So just in case you didn't check that out, I wanted to kind of show off, and just hopefully it's not to show off, it's to show you guys the incredible value of some of these ads. So again, very fired up about them in general. And I want to get some more up. And I just thought these were really, really pretty ads. Beautiful. Most of them are color, which is unique for the time. So let's get started with that. I'm going to do another presentation, but this time I'm going to share the whole screen. This way I can show full blow-ups of the scan of these images. Let's do that. We'll just take a moment. And again, excuse me, because I'm going to have to look this way when you guys write comments, because the comment field will be locked on StreamYard when I'm doing a screen share. So there's the full wackiness. Put me down here. Get rid of the banner. Okay. Here's a draft screen. I'll let YouTube catch up. Here is the folder with all these images. I mean, I know they're a little small for the purposes of a YouTube broadcast here, but hopefully you get the sense. We'll look at each one individually of how nice these are. I mean, what did I say? I listed 15 or 18, I think it was yesterday. I still have, let's see, 35 left. So tons and tons of beautiful stuff. This one is really fancy schmancy. We'll talk about that one. There's a couple more prints that aren't really ads, but they're just prints that are absolutely beautiful, stunning, I might add. Two of them, one reference is a famous painting, apparently. I can't wait to dive into that one together. And then we have, you know, a bunch of your standard ads as well. But you can see the majority of them, shockingly for the period, are color ads, which is nice to see. And then here's another set of prints. It's a 4-page pull-out, basically, from this magazine. Remember the size, 16 by 11, so they're big. And I listed something like this already. In fact, let's start with this. What the heck? You can see what it says, Souvenir Pictures of the Great War. That's what it's titled. It's a whole series, and this is actually, you could see, Navy. I think it's all naval people in this one, forming an image of the flag. Then there's some beautiful images of battleships. Look at this. A parade the Kaiser wouldn't care to witness. So this one is obviously landscape, but same thing, 16 wide by 11 tall. There's another one. And there's another one. So beautiful imagery here of battleships circa World War I. And that's 4 pages in all. So I'll put them all together as just a special print series. And maybe let's kick it off with that. What the heck? So welcome aboard, everybody. Hope you're ready to roll. I'll pull these 4 in, and we'll take a look at each one. So I'm going to take the word ad out of this one. So I'm just going to put 1918, 1918, World War I. I don't have to get rid of era because it's actually World War I. Pictures of the Great War. And let's indicate naval. And this is where I would love some feedback from you guys, especially if anybody served in the Navy or served in the forces in general and maybe could speak to some of the terminology so I get it correct. You know, I'm calling them battleships. They appear to be battleships. I don't know if they were designated battleships in 1918 or if that's something that came about later, but again, we could dive into all that. But pictures of the Great War. I'm going to put 4-page print so that whoever is looking at this understands it's 4 different pages. Naval. Maybe I should put Navy, ships, guns. You list the prints in the ad category. I have some great magazines, short story illustrations, and never know where to put them. What a fantastic question, Lisa Piles. I put it in a print proper category. I'll get you the details. I'll show you what it was after I do this one because it'll have to go into a different screen. But hopefully you guys get a sense of just how, really beautiful this stuff is. I always talk about the prints being little pieces of art, frameable pieces of art. And I mean, this is certainly true of these. You can see like submarines in the water. We'll look at them individually to see if we could pull out a name of a specific ship. And apparently these were all based on actual photos, which let's pull up the individual ones so you can take a look. Let's do this first one. And it says from photo, copyright E. Muller Jr., New York. The fleet led by the Pennsylvania. There you go. So we have the question is, again, if anybody knows, is this a battleship? Should I use the term battleship? That's my my hunch. You could clearly, it's whether it was called a battleship or not, it was obviously used for battle. You can see the guns, the crow's nest here. You got the stars and stripes flying. You got some submarines. Just a really pretty image. You're welcome, Lisa. Yeah, well, Lisa. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look. Steven says this is a dreadnought battleship. Steven, God bless you and thank you. Really? Is that what that's called? Let's see if fleet is good. Naval fleet. Steven, what's this one? Oh, same thing. American dreadnought. Look at that. Stephen Holton. Thank you, sir. It's actually right here. Read and learn, right? Officers and crew of the Great American Dreadnought, Pennsylvania. So you have this beautiful image of the whole crew. I mean, I'm thinking Navy people are going to be pumped to see something like this, right? Naval collectors, battle collectors, World War I collectors. And this is the guns of the Arizona. Is that the legendary Arizona that went under in Pearl Harbor? Because if so, we have an image of a very infamous ship that went down 23 years later. The Arizona. Most powerful naval guns ever made. I mean, this is, to me, this is like, gives me chills. I think this is the kind of stuff I love to find. To think that this was just sitting in a magazine, in somebody's living room for many, many, many decades, and in such beautiful shape. It's a pleasure to rip these things apart. I know so many people are afraid of doing that, and oh my goodness, it's sacrilegious. You're ripping up a magazine. But look at this. Now somebody that would really cherish, especially these 4 prints here of these beautiful battleships, gives them a chance to be displayed potentially and honored in a way they should be. So I think this is a beautiful set. Love the term, Stephen Holton. But now I'm wondering if the Arizona, so let's look up the USS Arizona and see when it was laid down, because of course that's the memorial, which I did have. If anybody's never been here, it's an incredible experience. That you still see oil and smell the oil that keeps dripping up. And this is like the thing that they built over it. I went in 92, and it had just passed the 50th anniversary at the time of Pearl Harbor, and there was a sailor standing here. You take a little boat out to this thing, and there was a sailor who was a survivor in there doing a speech for everybody. It was very moving. You can see they placed it. That is the Arizona, folks. So let me see if, so that might be, that's probably, there you go. Stephen, it was built in 1915, which I was going to look up. So there's a very good chance that's the Arizona. That later, unfortunately, 23 years later, is sunk in Pearl Harbor. So I think that needs to be mentioned. USS Arizona. Dread. What's the term? Dread. Not going to fit it. Shoot. The Navy. I'm looking over here for spelling. N-A-U-G-H-T. Good evening, Eric. How are you? Starting off with a doozy here. We have a beautiful 4-page illustration, just images or souvenir pictures of the Great War is how it's worded. There's a bunch of, I have, I think 3 or 4 of these listed. They're all different. They kind of focus on a different aspect of the war. This one, obviously, to do with these battleships, these dreadnought battleships, as Stephen pointed out, thankfully. Now you're capturing potentially World War II enthusiasts, collectors, because now you bring it in the Arizona when she was new, essentially, only 2-3 years old. And that's supposed to be the Arizona right there. The voices call across the seas, the guns of the Arizona, the most powerful naval guns thus far made, with a range of 21 miles. Can you imagine that? And you got to figure, I was going to say maybe some of these sailors were on in Pearl Harbor, but they would have been, you're talking 23 years later. They probably retired at this point. Purchase your pluck. Did you really, Eric? You got the Optic Slim. You got it for a decent deal. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Use it well. That's what all of these beautiful scans you're seeing now were taken by the aforementioned Plus Tech Optic Slim A3, which there is a affiliate link down below if anybody's interested in picking it up. It doesn't cost any more or less. It's just I get a little kickback in theory if you purchase it through my link. So I'd be greatly honored if you would consider, if you're interested in it and you want to do it, fine. Give it a click. And just know that, affiliate or not, I liked it long before I even knew there was an affiliate link to be had. And I used to talk about that scanner. So a few people have purchased it with the affiliate link, and I greatly appreciate that. But let's get back to these wonderful prints. That I just want to say so much more about it. You know? Oh, by the way, actually, to the question earlier, was it Lisa that asked? Yeah, Lisa asked about, did I put it in prints? You can see it says right here, right? Collectibles, militaria, World War I, original period items, United States posters and prints. That's what this is. It's a print from World War I. And for this, what am I going to put this in? Militaria, sure. And let's see. You can see it's a more limited selection of item specifics that you need to fill out for this. A couple days shipping. Sorry, I couldn't use your link below. That's okay, Eric. No problem. I'm glad you got it. All that matters is that you got it, and it's a great product. So similar. Let's see what they put up there. Distance comparison map. I mean, this is again why I don't put a lot of credence into this. I like the idea of having a pricing, a general idea for pricing, but unfortunately, as you see here, it doesn't. In fact, I was going to say it doesn't always apply. I don't know that it's ever applied in the times I've looked it up. U.S. Naval Training Center, Great Lakes, Illinois postcards that have that human flag. You take out pictures of the and add those longer ones. Pictures of the. Yeah, I mean, that's the title. Souvenir. I was going to put souvenir in there, but 4-page print, World War I pictures of the Great War, USS Arizona Dreadnought. I could obviously elaborate here in this section, but as mentioned 100 times, nobody really reads this stuff, which is a sin. They should. It's chock full of information, at least in my case. And if Mark was here from SM Postcards, he would put a paper Navy ships or something like that. Print ad, 1918. And he'd probably sell it. That's what's funny. But I think these are beautiful. The only reason I'm mentioning the Arizona is obviously because the first two are from a different ship called the Pennsylvania, but the Arizona is the legendary one that they built, was sunk in Pearl Harbor, and they have a monument to the Arizona there for many, 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 many years. Amazing place. If anybody has ever thought about going, I highly recommend it. It's extremely moving. You're in the exact spot, literally, where, the Japanese attacked us. And it's very sobering. You sit, they set you up with a movie. At least this was in 92, this is what they did. You sit in this little museum theater sort of thing, and they kind of give you a history of what happened. And it was like a theater in the round sort of thing. And the amazing thing, I think I've mentioned this, you look out a window and you see the exact scenery that's on these films, like the same mountain ranges and stuff. And then you see the planes come over, and the sound was incredible. And you see the bombs drop, and it really gives you a sense of how surprised those poor people were. They were celebrating Christmas. It was December 7th, and 7 in the morning. It's very, very moving. And then when you go out, it's silent, dead silence. You go on this little mini ship that takes you from the theater area over to the actual Arizona Memorial, which is out in the water. The water, called Pearl Harbor, it's absolutely majestic. The water is beautiful. And when you get on the I remember the guy said they're officially buried at sea. So it's like basically like you're in a cemetery, you're in a vault. It has the names of everybody who passed away inscribed in like marble. And you can smell the oil. At this time anyway, at 92, you could still smell the oil. And you would see these drops come up from like a giant funnel at the bottom right below you. It's very, very moving. You have to look through the playlist. How do you store and organize your print ads? Yeah, man, check out I have a whole video series, and there's a whole episode devoted to just what you asked. But I'd be happy to talk about it again. But if you check out the video, hopefully that can answer any questions. And then just feel free to write some comments or send me an email, anything you need to do if you need further explanation. But I'm really loving this one, everyone. I don't even know where to begin, but I think it's beautiful and historic, truly historic. Not that a mayonnaise ad from 1905 isn't exciting, but this is really special. Thanks for all the info reposters. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me try to read the English language now. There we go. Thanks for the info reposters and prints regarding. There you go. Gotcha. No problem. Yeah, posters and prints. I'm pricing this way. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's see if lightning strikes twice. Put $100 on it. The right buy. I mean, if you think about it, I would pay $100 for this. I really would. If I was a collector, you get 3 really beautiful prints, full size 16 by 11 prints. And you have, the novelty, as Stephen pointed out, this thing was just laid down. Yep, regarding. I got that. Thank you. The USS Arizona. So that's what we're going to start off with. Talk about starting off with a bang. I'll tell you, between Houdini, who sold for $70, the US Uncle Sam one sold for $75. Back-to-back weeks. I'm kind of flying high with these things, finding these gems that are not ads, they're just prints. And the idea is to just encourage everybody out there to take a look at these magazines, pull out anything and everything. It's not just about the ads, although that's my bread and butter. All right, let's stick with this print scenario where it's not an ad but a print, because again, there's a few. That's the only 4-pager that I have today. I think they're beautiful. Hopefully somebody else will as well. This was another very moving one to me, just personally moving. We'll take a look at it and study it, but it's for the YMCA. But antique WW1 YMCA, and then we'll take a look at the image. It's supposedly from a painting. We'll take a look. We're going to keep the same category, which makes it nice and easy. So I don't have to change any of these specifics, and I might keep the price similar, but we'll take a look. Okay, this is beautiful. This is moving. This is some soldiers. Looks like some wounded soldiers, potentially. This guy kind of looks like he's experiencing shell shock, doesn't he? You can see it says the American YMCA, and you see all the battle and stuff, the battle-fatigued buildings and a tree with a crack in it. Remember, it's Christmas time, or close to it, right? From a painting by Harold Brett. The greatest home in the world, ? Them Y huts, which means those YMCA huts, you're calling them great, set of private. Why, they're everything to us fellows except mother. So I guess it represented to these, poor souls that were out there battling in a war, a little piece of America, in a harsh land, the American YMCA, part 4 from the series. Thank you, CJ, very much. There you go, sir. There you go, Eric. Yep, check out part 4. Thank you, CJ. Awesome. Thank you for the link. So, Eric, after the show, if you want to take a look at that video, and again, if you have any questions or want more details about the storage and the philosophy behind it, it's been very successful for me. I haven't lost anything, knock on wood, in the years of doing this. So take a look when you have a chance, and thank you so much, CJ, for following up with that link. I appreciate it very much. But isn't this beautiful, guys? I think this is great. So much to say. You can see he's wounded, the bandage on his head, and if you blow this up, you can see the building's damaged by bombs. Very moving. So a little piece of home is, I guess, the idea. So that's why the private's like, what do you mean, that little YMCA hut? What's so great about that? They're everything to us fellows except mother. Hey, what's up? It's a Paige. How you doing? Beautiful, beautiful, a beautiful print. So we're going to go with, and again, I want to try to word this correctly, battle weary soldiers. And this is where I refer to anybody who might have served in the military or has a good background in militaria and stuff like that. Like, would you say that these are Army, Navy? I was going to say Air Force. It's not Air Force in 1918. But, are these probably Army guys? Are these Marines? Does it matter if I indicate what they are? Look at those hard helmets, hard hats. I just think it's a very moving image. I really do. And it's from a painting from this artist. Not sure if he's renowned or anything, but Harold Brett, if anybody wants to look him up. You can kind of see the signature over here. But it's nice to have it written out like that so we don't have to go searching for it. All good. Appreciate what you share. Hope you guys. Yeah, we had a great summer. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And we're going up to Massachusetts next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. And then we're doing a Christmas show down around here on the weekend of Thanksgiving as well. So I think I'll just put soldiers and not really, I don't know if there's any reference to Army or Navy or whatever. Army or Marines, I guess it would be. Illustrator, 1880, 19. There we go. Thank you, Stephen. Army, says Jeff. Thank you, sir. So I'll put battle. You think battle weary Army? I think battle weary is a good, powerful term. Soldiers. Safe haven. How about something like that? Or a battle scene. It's not really a battle scene. What do you guys word that? The buildings, the damaged buildings. Trying to think of like a powerful adjective for the whole thing. Battle. Battle weary, I already used. Anybody have any suggestions? I'm all ears and eyes because I have to look over at it. Let me know. How would you guys word this? If you wanted to kind of sum up the scene, that going to the YMCA in the midst of this hell, but how would you word the hell? I see it says welcome on there. Fine respect. That's a very good one. His art is comparable to Norman Rockwell. Get out, really? I mean, look at how beautiful it is. So I think this is a very good piece again. And it's from a painting. So obviously it's a print, but Home Away from Home. I like that too, Lisa. Just got a cha-ching, folks. Let's see. Did we just sell the Navy stuff? No. We sold Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti CD. Beautiful. It's nice not having to use my phone as a camera anymore because now I can hear my cha-chings during the show. Excuse me. I like Home Away from Home. What's up, Charles? How you doing? Still listing 100 a day. My hat's off to you. I can't seem to get into listing mode. I am in absolute listing mode, Charles. No, the 100 a day thing has slowed down. If you haven't seen recent shows, not that I've done that many recent shows. I've got back on the horse recently. But we had a bunch of stuff go on. I came into a bunch of clothing from a private pick. I came into 100 pounds of free ephemera that I'm still going through. So I'm listing a lot of stuff from a lot of the clothing and things like that, which have been selling, thankfully. Hats. What was the other thing I came across? We had records come in. I've been selling other stuff that's kind of outside of the realm of ephemera. So that took me away from the 100 because I shouldn't say I can't, but at this point, I'm not doing 100 pieces of clothing in a day. That's for sure. I don't know that we have 100 pieces, but we have a good amount of them. But with that said, I am absolutely still listing every day and listing good items. And my average sale price has jumped a lot because I had a couple of big hits on print ads recently, over $70, and selling the hats and some of these higher priced items. Like we have a leather jacket, Harley Davidson leather jacket for sale. It's like $200. I have a couple of NFL jackets that are north of $200, $150, $200. So making money, and that's at the end of the day all that matters, right? But yeah, I'm very fired up for this print ad thing, like I've always been, but almost like a passion renewed in a way to say it, because of the success of those higher priced ones and finding beautiful pieces like this that aren't necessarily an ad, even though I guess technically this could be considered a YMCA ad. But I'm just going to put a print. I think print is powerful, and I think it's more appropriate for this. But I do like Lisa's suggestion of Home Away from Home. But like, how would you? I want to sort of word it that they're in a battlefield, that they're in a, what's the word? And I don't want to use battle again. War torn, maybe war torn. My God, I can't speak. I'm going to write that. War torn city or something like that. Home. Safe haven. How you doing, Karen? Love that. Karen just walks in and makes an impression. Way to go. That's pretty. What do you think of that, everybody? We got YMCA, battle-weary Army soldiers, war-torn city, safe haven. War zone, says Stephen. How you doing, Stephen? Welcome to the show. You've sold a lot of prints in the past. Some really so well. Absolutely, Stephen. As you might have heard, these last two, I sold the $75 one on Monday, listed it Monday, sold it Tuesday. A couple weeks ago, I sold a Houdini print from 1918 for $70. And they weren't ads, they were just prints. So definitely worth taking a look. Welcome, Karen. Making an impression. I kind of like this, and we're right at the, we're at 79 characters. I just think this is a moving image, and I'm loving that Stephen Holton's saying that this artist is up there with somebody as legendary as Norman Rockwell. I mean, why not just again go for the moon? And let's see what they deem a similar. Again, we have a completely unrelated item here as they give this as a price comparison. So I pay little to no attention to that, folks. I don't care. I'm putting this up too. These are beautiful. All right, so there's 2 prints to start the evening. I think I have one more. In fact, I know I have at least one more, which is equally moving. Let's get rid of YMCA. This might be Army Soldiers again, but I'll show you. Love that one. Absolutely love it. Oh, I forgot to delete these. Let's delete these. We listed the amazing battleships. We listed the YMCA hut as it's worded. And now let's pull up. This is another beautiful print. Theoretically, this might not just be a print because I scrolled. It pays. It's time well spent if you want to read every little line on here. Looks like it's essentially lyrics or a poem. Very moving about dead soldiers, basically. And then at the very bottom, it says makers of like surgical dressings or something. It references a company. So I guess this is an ad, but it doesn't come across as an advertisement. Remember the timing again, one more time, for those who might just come in. We're talking the issue of November 1918, which is when 11th hour of 11th day of 11th month is when World War I ended. So this was probably printed days, maybe a couple of weeks before the end of World War I. Now, with that said, look at this image. This is like eerie and beautiful at the same time. We shall not sleep. So you could see it's, smoke coming out of it looks like obviously a grave, a cemetery, or a battlefield for fallen soldiers with this beautiful, let's see what it says. On behalf of the brave men who have enlisted in the fight of right against might, we reprint the above lines by Colonel McCrae as an inspiration to war giving and war sacrifice. It strikes a major note. There is no war appeal to which it is not applicable. This beautiful lyric, lyric of the war, was written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae of Montreal, of Canada. Where are my Canadian contingents? Why, in the second battle of Prez was in progress. The author's body now lies buried in Flanders fields. It is conceivable that we shall break faith with those who die for us. And here's what I was saying. All the way at the bottom, it says Bauer and Black, maker of surgical dressings, contributed toward the winning of the war. So again, I throw this out as a question. Do you guys really think this is an ad? They sponsored this company that makes surgical dressings, Bauer and Black, sponsored this, but I think it's almost more of a gift. But look at how beautiful this is. It's, and the smoke is like the ghosts, I guess, of these fallen soldiers. I just think this is majestic. Honest to God. We shall not sleep. The Flanders fields. So we got to put Flanders fields, poppies between the crosses. A very powerful image with so many, there's not 80 characters does not do this justice. I could write a book about this, but they say every picture tells a story, right? Or paints 1,000 words. And this is truly one of them. But what a haunting, beautiful image. You can even see, I didn't notice this until now. See the faces back here of some other soldiers. But, they're rising from the smoke here. And there's the crosses, the graves. Looks more like a print. Testimonial to bravery, says Karen. Look at Karen, just coming through with killer phrases tonight. I love it. I think I'm going the print route as well, Lisa Piles. I kind of agree with you. Although, again, theoretically, is anybody going to be searching for Bauer and Black? Probably not. Probably not. But another stunning, moving. I wish I put soldiers. Ghosts. Maybe you have a chance to put the word ghost in your title. You probably should. Flanders. What is it called? Flanders. Should I piece this together again? The Flanders fields. Flanders fields. Does anybody know anything about Flanders fields from a historical perspective? Emotional. Cross. Let's use as many words from the actual poem as I can. Between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the lark still bravely singing by. Just read this, everyone. I'm not going to read it out loud, but right here, we shall not sleep. Nope, of course I screw it up. Sorry. Let's try this again. Try to read this. This is the lyric. We shall not sleep. Give everybody a moment. Thank you, Stephen, in the northern part of Belgium. So maybe we should put Belgium in there. I do love that, Karen. Testimonials to bravery. Anyway, moment of silence. Read this. It's really a beautiful lyric. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. My God. Take up our quarrel with the foe. Every time I click on this, I skip the picture. All right. I mean, it's very moving, very powerful imagery, very powerful words. Thank you again, Stephen. So Flanders Fields, Belgium. Cross, should I put cross graves? Cemeteries, too many words. Flanders Fields was a major battle theater on the Western Front during the First World War. 1 million soldiers, more than 50 countries were wounded, missing, or killed in action. Haunting is a beautiful word. Written by a Canadian physician. I know. And where is Dawn Wright? You'd think she'd be taking credit for this in some sick way, being the representative and Queen of Canada. No, but seriously, this is gorgeous, isn't it? Haunting is a very good word. So instead of ghosts, I kind of like the ghost term. It's one of those things, I don't want to overthink it, but it's very important. The title, the most important thing about a title and the function it really serves is to pull people in, right? To get it out there to the people that want to see it. So you want to make sure you have good keywords, but I don't need to write, a novel here either. I put soldier's spirit. Soldier's spirits. Works for me, Jeff. Yeah, see, it prompts you put a country and it's saying region of manufacture Belgium, but that is not true. But this, again, is a poster and print. And again, I don't have to change anything, which I'm always digging that. Baron Black was a manufacturer of surgical dressings, 1890s Chicago. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, I don't know that that's the showstopper in this thing, though. It's really about the remembering the ghosts of these people, or the spirits buried here in Belgium, Flanders Fields. So referencing Flanders Fields, if it was a significant battle on the Western Front, as Jim was kind enough to point out, a little copy and paste action, beautiful thing. Then again, you're going to appeal to people that know this about World War I and collect this kind of stuff. So we're going out of the gate with $300 worth of prints. And again, I might get an offer of $20, but we'll see. Why not price them all high, right? They're very special. They're not common. And that's the way we start the show tonight. So welcome aboard if you just came in. Please take a second and hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying the content and you want to hang out for a little bit. I would really appreciate that. It helps YouTube, so I'm told, push out the show to other people who might be interested. All right. We're going to go back into the world of ads. Hopefully that was moving. 1 million soldiers from 50 different countries on that. 1 million shoulders. Yeah, shoulders too. Yeah, that's obviously a mega battle that tragically I have not heard of. So that's a sin. Everybody knows about Gettysburg. Everybody knows about certain huge battles, and this one should be up there. World War I think it was overshadowed by World War II, and because they were so relatively close together, and now you're talking 100 years since World War I, so the whole generation is gone mostly, unless you were very little. It shouldn't be forgotten. It's a very important. The Great Wars, they're called. War to end all wars. How'd that work out? Well, anyway, beautiful. All right, let's get into some traditional print ads now, because we're kind of all over the place. This one is not from 1918. This is from 1899. It's the sister or the brother of the Uncle Sam ad. I was able to pull this Uncle Sam ad and this one out of that magazine that we didn't know the name of, but it's still sold for $75. So I'm going to keep that because I want to list that on its own, but it's an actual ad. It's for William Shaving. Oh, here's another one that is not an ad. Let's just pull this up. And this was the wallpaper that I used for the preview for the thumbnail. But it looks basically like stickers that sort of resemble stamps, but I don't think they're postage stamps that you would put, it says right here, paste on the back of your letter to him for the boy over there. So I guess you could buy these things. They kind of look like stamps. Maybe they were stamp sized, and I guess they're just little stickers. Take a look at your leisure. Sorry, every time I hit this thing, I can't hit that arrow. Keep my mouse away from that arrow. Bully for you, Teddy Roosevelt. Wind up the watch on the Rhine. Obviously very anti-German. My heart is where my treasure is, somewhere in France. We're building ships to bring you home. There's the Kaiser. There's the Kaiser. Super cool stuff. Never seen anything like this either. Poster stamps. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen, where would we be without you tonight? You, everybody's contributing, but Stephen just putting on an exhibition, man. Thank you. Attaboy, put him across. 1917 to 1776 for Old Lang Syne. Write Me Daddy. That one hit me for some reason. Little girl, Write Me Daddy. My God. For those of you with children, every shot a bullseye. Show them our claws. I mean, unbelievable. Here's to you, boy. We want you back, but only after you put it through. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I think these are very cool, too. Very special. Poster stamps. So forget the ad thing one more time. These aren't, I'm not selling poster stamps, right? I'm selling a print of poster stamps. I want to make sure that's clear so people don't think they're getting antique print of poster stamps. What's the word? I had a word in mind. I'm sorry. Patriotism. U.S. What? How would you guys word this? Over there, over there. Over there. Paste one on the back of your letter to him for the boy over there. Believe it or not, right there for the boy over there. They always called it over there. You know the famous song. Over there might be. It really represented Europe. Poster stamp ad. Antique poster stamp ad, says Stephen. I'm down with that. Advertisement, because I think the rest of them is pretty good. Support for the troops, yes. You know, I should do a little. Let's go to the Google here for a second. Just for fun. Yep, somebody has this. Oh, Retro Ads, who's a huge player in this space. Christmas seals, not Christmas seals. Oh, this is just a collection, I think. All right, so there are a couple of examples, but not tons of them. There she is. How you doing, Dawn? We were just talking all about you. Got some amazing prints going up. This is the 4th listing, and none of them have been ads yet. Although this one theoretically is an advertisement for what Stephen Holton was kind enough to notify me is called a poster stamp. All World War I stuff, beautiful artwork. So rewind the show and watch the first 40 minutes when you get a chance, Dawn. You'll check out some of those things. Wow, this show is flying by the way. We'll stick in the print thing, though, for this. Very cool. We'll go down in that one. Still great money, though. $389.99. I'll take that. And I want to see what they... Quiet. Okay. Non-applicable. All right, I think now we're ready to go to actual print ads. Let's see. I thought that before this one, but I forgot about that gem. Thanks again, Stephen. With the proper terminology. How key is that? Getting the right keywords in there. Huge. Huge. All right, let's get to some actual print ads. And in honor of Dawn Wright, since she's here, this is one I wanted to show her anyway. So let's pull this up as the first actual advertisement. More French shenanigans. More incredible artwork, which we're going to, I guess it's Art Nouveau, 1918. We're not into the Deco period yet. I think it predates that. But this is a pretty French perfume kind of thing, which, again, they have lots of really nice artwork. Here we go. I have a couple of these ads listed. Again, please excuse the atrocious pronunciation. Vivado, Mavis. And this is, I guess, the Nouveau style, but I think essentially it is perfume. You can see Mavis talcum, you know, eau de toilette, as they call it. What's going on here? It's a little graphic, isn't it? What's going on here? And here she comes down the stairs. Vivado Mavis is next up. So with that said, I'm just going to type that name and then see what eBay suggests a category. See if it comes up with something witty, like fragrances or something. Viva Dous Mavis. V-I-V-A. Oh, V-I-V-A-U. D-O-U-S. Health and beauty? Sure, why not, right? Sounds pretty. I'm going to use this as our brand. Put this into, I'll put personal care products as my store category. This is multicolor. This is original. This is Vivado. This is a print ad. This is created in 1918. So, nice thing, I the ones I listed yesterday, I listed all the off-sized ones, so we're just left with full page ads. Makes it a little easier for the purposes of listing tonight. Vivado. You kept that name saved from the Vivado one. Fred Packer? Fred Packer would be the artist, Dawn Wright? It looks like a Fred Packer to me. Irresistible, same exact thing. You're right, Dawn. Totally right. So let's go. Fred L. Packer. Artist. Fred. Because my hope is that potentially people are searching just on that name, looking for his artwork. And let's use the Google once again to see if we can... I mean, look at that artwork. Let's drop ours in. Where is the... there it is. And see if we could find any like ads to comp here. Looks like they're out there. eBay. Got it up for $25. And they sold it for $25. Or is it just ended? Not sure. eBay. Probably the same thing. Well, this one's framed. $15. You fool. You fool. Giving it away. Dumbing down the whole industry there. $20 for this one on the Etsy. Doing right, no Lincoln. Mavis face powder. And it's not rare. Don't use the term rare, folks. Because you loved it so much you had to save it. That's awesome. All right, fair enough. So I won't go to the moon on this one, but we'll put it up. Fred F. Packer. Mavis face powder I'll put. That suffice. I don't have to get into detail on the actual picture, right? And I'll go $19.99. Folks, a deal. Pretty one there, though. Yeah, thanks for coming in, everybody. Welcome aboard if you're just joining. And thank you for hanging out if you've been here for an hour already. Almost an hour. Getting through some very nice looking stuff. I anticipated it would be nice stuff, and I was right. Those three prints are really beautiful. All right, so that's a pretty piece of artwork. I think that's the overwhelming realization when you look at some of this stuff from these days is that they are pieces of art, aren't they? It just looks like there's a lot more put into everyday advertisements. It's like a transition phase between Nouveau and Doug. Oh, is that right? Okay, we're right on the bubble. What was that? That was like a perfume. Let me see if we have any other perfume-esque, soapish kind of stuff. We have Bon Ami, more French, which is like a comet, like a cleanser. That's sort of in the same universe, but not really. Shoe polish, Of course, we got the food. Do we dare go into food? We have food, clothing, houseware stuff, music. This one just because it skeeved me out. As we've discussed, I can't stand peanut butter. I know a lot of people love it. I can't stand. Yet I love peanuts. I know it makes no sense, but I can't stand peanut butter. And yet this crazy ad is singing the praises of making a soup with peanut butter. Let's get this into a category first, and then I'll show you guys the ad. Peanut butter category, beautiful. Food. Fill out some specifics quickly. Hopefully everybody notices the camera is a lot more stable the last two shows with my brand new dedicated webcam. I'm very happy with it so far. It's been fantastic. Too many problems with the phone. It wasn't the phone itself. It was the software that was used to make your phone a webcam. It was inconsistent, and it bothered me. So I decided to up the game here and provide the best quality possible for you, the viewer. Regular $35. What? Because it's an actual can of peanut butter, which is why we always make sure everybody knows it's a print ad, not a can of 1918 peanut butter. Okay, let's take a look at this repulsive image here, which sings the praises of a soup somehow made with peanut butter. As shocking as that might sound, I mean, we are look at this girl's face. And what exactly is floating in there, I couldn't tell you. But the most wonderful soup I ever tasted, made with peanut butter. Peanut butter cream soup with celery. Oh, dear God, help me. Please tell me I'm not alone in my disgust for this. The whole concept of this is gross. Anybody else agree? Or are you guys thinking, man, show me the peanut butter soup? If you're interested, there's your recipe right there. Do a little screenshot. Make it at home tonight. You want to shock your loved ones? Put this in their bowls and say, dinner is served, guys. Lisa's allergic. Well, there you go. That obviously takes it out of the equation. And again, we have looks like Meyer, Oscar Mayer. No, just Meyer as your artist. Just, again, what do we got going on in there? Like just chunks of something. Not soup, but fun. Oofa. I don't know what to say. Soup recipe, I think I'm going to put. Just shock people. Adorable girl. All she wrote. But yeah, let's just read this and weep one more time. I mean, just think for 1 second. Seriously, we have milk, we have an onion, flour, and butter. So you have like a basic little, almost like a roux. A little white pepper. Don't get specific with amounts. A bay leaf, which of course will kill you if you eat it. Just for 3 stalks of celery. Another thing I despise on this planet is celery. And then you're going to compound it by putting celery salt in there. A little regular salt, a dash of paprika for color, and then peanut butter. Oh my God. Making, again, no indication what this could be. Crackers or something? I don't even know what to say. Ham hocks? Like, what exactly is going on in that thing? All right. I'll get off the cat. Certain things really get to me, and that's one of them. But it won't get to me if it sells. So let's list. The lumps of croutons, praise Lisa. Bacon bits. Yeah, I know. What I said, ham hocks. Excuse me. But being the king of inconsistency that I am, loathing peanut butter, I'm happily about to dive into what has become a main food of my diet right now. Dry roasted peanuts with sea salt. So cheers to all of you for that. And grab a quick handful. All right, maybe 2. So good. And let's move on to another food listing. Oh, it says serve with croutons. Thank you. I didn't see that. See, it's amazing when you read what you can learn. Thank you, Lisa. I do like to mention when there's a recipe in an ad, so that's why I put that, soup recipe. Believe it or not, people collect recipes, old recipes, for all sorts of things. Oh, we have a few of these. Okay. I liked this one. I haven't heard of this company. Runkles Cocoa. Runkels. Cocoa, as it's sometimes said. Yeah, I've almost died from peanuts on multiple occasions, but I'm getting better at. I've learned to chew. All right, there we go. Runkles Cocoa. The cocoa with that chocolatey taste, one would hope. Nice image, a little coffee pot. Stem with some flowers. And we once again have an artist, Floyd Raleigh? Or Floyd Ball? Hard to tell. Established in 1870. An easy way of making it delicious. Let's see if there's any recipes. There we go. Runkles Fudge and Runkles Banana Whip. Ooh, this is intriguing. Let's see what this is. What's going on here? 3 bananas, a cup of sugar, sure. Vanilla extract. I'm all in. The gelatin takes it out of an option. No gelatin. You can make a pudding basically out of this if you wanted. Hold the gelatin, folks. Hold the gelatin. What else do we have? We have a recipe book available. So right away to get yours. And here's your fudge recipe. Cup of white sugar, cup of brown sugar, half a cup of cocoa, teaspoon of butter, 10 drops. Wow, that's potent. Some fudge. Nope, I think I'm good, Jeff. I've learned. We can only learn from them. We should only hope to learn from our mistakes, right? So that is Runkles Cocoa. For all you cocoa fans, this should go into a baking, cocoa and baking chocolate. Bam. Brand is Runkles. Multicolor original. Runkles. Print ad. (1918) U.S. I've learned, Jeff and Dawn, drink water in between. Chew slowly, chew completely. I try not to talk while doing those two options, those two actions. While chewing, while drinking, don't talk. And you probably won't choke. That's what I've learned. Now, you may dribble water when you laugh, but at least you won't choke. All right, Runkle's chocolate. I'm going to put fudge recipe. Good evening, Keith. How you doing? Pied Piper Plus is here. Just because I can, I'm going to put coffee pot and spell it wrong. Coffee pot table. I'm trying to paint a picture with words. Good to see you, man. Welcome aboard. We're working with beautiful magazine from World War I from November of 1918. Have some doozies up there. So if you just, maybe you're watching, you're just saying hi, but I really suggest anybody who's interested in this stuff, check out the replay for that first hour, because we got some beautiful prints up for big bucks. At least that's what I'm asking for. I think they warrant it. I've seen people piss away money on far less. So, all right. Also, is this one? Just had dinner with your parents. Very cool, man. All right, we got 2 food ads up so far. So let's run the table here on the food stuff. What I like to try to do when at all possible is get all the like categories up together. No other reason than it saves me at least one spot, one specific. I don't have to change my store category. And ideally, if I have like 2 or 3 baking related ads, I'll try to get them up. If I have a couple, like a cheese and a milk and a cream cheese thing, I'll put those together under dairy. Doesn't always work that way, but I try. You can see right here we have Baker's Coconut, so we're going to keep that in the same, I think. Baking chocolate. Not really chocolate, is it? So let's put Baker's Coconut. You'll often see coconut spelt with the A in these early days, but for some reason this one's spelt without the A. Like you'll see cocoa nut, and as you can see, it doesn't get a spell check on it. I think that's interesting how words evolve over time. Coconut, because is the brand. I want baking. So we're going to go manual on this one. Collectibles, advertising, food, baking. We'll go other baking. That works. I want to get into a proper category. U.S. original, multicolor, Baker's, print ad. Let's take a look. Bet you there's a recipe in here again. Adding more flavor to those Hoover meals. Who knows what a Hoover meal is? Later to become President Herbert Hoover was head of a food service in World War I, and they would call them Hoover meals. Stephen Holton will fill in the rest. But that much I do know. I do love presidential stuff. Coconut stuffed tomatoes. That's really unique. When recipes do not require liquid, press thoroughly and save the milk. It's rich enough for cooking and baking to save any coconut left over. Add sugar and dry. Wow, that's pretty cool. Trying to get your money's worth during wartime, obviously. The only ready grated coconut that is not dry. There's the Hoover meal. You'll see a lot of ads of this period talking about that. What's up, Jackie Jack? Baker's Coconut canned in its own milk. So you have a recipe here for the coconut Charlotte Rouge and a coconut corn muffin. Multiple. And of course the showstopper here, the coconut stuffed tomatoes. So I'll just put stuffed So recipe. I'm going to put Hoover meals. I'm going to put Hoover meals before. And we'll look up. Not really, not as bad as it's been. I think that was the first call for the night, actually. Thanks for asking, though. Doing all right. All right, listed. Looks like I have an extra space in there, which I'll go back and fix later on. We have oil living in that world of food. What else? Do we have any other food? Yep, we have some other baking stuff. And we have another baking thing. All right, let's pull this one up. Wow, how do we pronounce this? Dromedary? I'll show you. Well, coconut concoctions, coconut cornmeal, coconut corn crispies. Oh my God. Coconut and corn griddle cakes. Dromedary. Dromedary? Back-to-back coconut ads, folks. When do you see that? Sure does make listing it easy, though. Dromedary. Coconuts. Do my eyes deceive me, or is this one example of where they spell it with the A? They do. See that, folks? Just what we're talking about. Dromedary fresh keeping cocoa nut contains salt, sugar, and pure something. Probably coconut. So you can see either one works. What's up, Cameron's here? I'm sorry, man. I didn't see you. How you doing, Cameron? Welcome aboard, man. We are listing some groovy ads from 1918, World War I, November 1918. And we are up to this portion of the show where we're doing back-to-back coconut ads, probably for the first time ever. I know you're going to laugh, but I'm going to write the word camel for all those camel aficionados because there's a camel pictured. Recipes. And I'll just put like, what's some of the things that it's talking about? Griddle cakes, corn muffins, corn crispies, cornmeal pudding. And then just this nice little image of mother serving all those aforementioned treats. That almost looks like hot dogs or something, or cigars. I'm not sure. Save sugar. So German dates instead of candy. Oh, those are dates. Very interesting. Whenever there's something mentioning about save, right? Like the previous ad about, saving that can of coconut and using the milk for something, that's conservation during the war effort, rations, conserving. So that's the kind of thing I'm going to throw in there. Ration. Use the word war because I haven't used it yet. I have WW war ration recipes, muffins, something like that. Almost looks like the front of a Camel cigarette pack. Yeah, exactly, Stephen. But I think those were dates, it looks like. You have a I hope I'm pronouncing it. Would you guys say dromedary? I guess dromedary? War conservation. Exactly, man. Exactly. I put war ration, but same kind of thing. Yeah, dates are definitely yummy. I'm with you on that one, Dawn, right? So let's just change our company name from Bakers to Dromedary. Dromedary? Dromedary. Ration is indeed shorter and also gets the same, might have a little more oomph. Boomph. What Lisa said. Dromedary. Thank you. Bam. That's a nice one. So if anybody was searching the web tonight for some good coconut material, you found it right here on this show. One humped camel, says Stephen. Yeah, I just think it's cool to use the word camel. You never know. The people collect everything, as we've mentioned. I know people collect elephant stuff. So why not a camel, right? When you have a shot to throw a camel in. And it's not a camel's cigarette for the first time ever. It's a camel and dromedary coconut. That's another name for camel. Hi, Marilyn. How you doing? It's another name for camel. Get out. No way. Look at Marilyn. Welcome to the show. A dromedary is a type of a camel. Welcome to the show, Marilyn. And again, making an impact immediately with the first comment. Anybody know this? You listed a brass vintage camel hook today. Really? It's camel day. Obviously, it's camel mania here in the merry month of November. Thank you so much for that, Marilyn. Thank you. All right. Well, hopefully that'll sell. Hopefully people are searching for dromedary camel stuff. If they are, at least a biology degree. Ah, there you go. That explains it. Thank you. Science. Let's see. We have Yeah, we still have plenty of baking stuff here. So let's just go right through it. So give a quick scan. We'll go to this Pillsbury. There's a brand I'm familiar with. Hi, thank you for coming in. Pillsbury. Health brand. Yum, yum, yum. I gotta get out of the oh no, baking is fine. We don't have to have a coconut specific thing. So we'll just change this. Once again, we don't have to change anything other than the company name. Love that. Pillsbury. The dromedary is a type of camel, the one hump. I know, look at this. Everybody's coming to all these biologists here. You've heard the old expression, is there a doctor in the house? Well, Marilyn sweeps in and again with an impactful statement. Changes the whole dynamic of the ad, as a matter of fact. Corrects obstinate troubles. Now, if that's not something you want to throw in your title, I don't know what is. Is there anything else that needs to be said? Helps you go to the can. And then look at Jackie Jack doubling up here. Bactrian is the other. Oh, it's a 2-hump camel. Gotcha. More camel knowledge than anyone ever thought they would get or need, provided tonight. But there you go. I guess for fun, I could just write muffins. No, I can't because I can't fit it. I think that says it all. Any questions? No, I didn't think so. Let's list that one. Did we change the... Yes, we did. We changed the name of the company. Moose Knuckle? Why is Cameron just shouting out wacky one-line things? What am I missing? Vintage Vaughn, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming in. Great to have you. Great to have everyone here on a Friday night listening for ads with me. Pillsbury. Do we have any more baking? We have food for sure. We have this one. We have soap, underwear. More perfect dish. That's a food item. That's a food item. So we still have plenty of food items. All right, let's go to the Ralston, which is famously makers of Purina, dog chow, Ralston Purina. But I think at this point, we're in the human food business. Cute image here with the 2 kids dressed as, it looks like a soldier and a nurse. Keep them in class 1A. Anybody know what that means? Look at that. Locomotive, toy train. Wheat and barley, wheat flour. I wonder if these are makes children sturdy. Blend of wheat and barley. I guess it's basically cereal. Mush. What's up, Morris? How you doing? Good evening to you, sir. Welcome aboard. You cover a couple of Ralston ads. Yeah, I have a couple listed already, but this one I just think is nice because of the, a little kid dressed like a soldier, a little girl dressed like a nurse. And then you got the choo-choo train. Big fan of the choo-choo train stuff. This is a slam dunk. The checkered, that's like the... Everybody remember the commercial for Dog Chow? The covered wagon or the checkered wagon? I remember that. You watch the show on TV. The live chat runs along the right side, right over. And I apologize again. My chat on the bottom right, you probably all see it. There's a heart now. I don't know if it's supposed to give hearts or whatever. And it blocks like the last word. So it says right over, and then I can't see. You watch a show on your TV, says Morris. The live chat runs along the right-hand side, right over top of your face. Oh, really? See, it's separated out on the computer. With the dog chasing the covered wagon. Absolutely, Maria. Everybody remembers that. Chuck wagon, right? Yep. And it goes like under the cabinet or something. Legendary commercial. Okay. Keep them in class 1A. I think this gets back to the Hoover meal thing. The Food Administration. That's what Hoover ran. You can now buy Ralston freely because it is blended with barley, which makes the wheat go farthest. So again, speaking to conservation, speaking to rations. Really cool. Whole wheat flour and Purina Branzos. What the heck is that? Mildly laxative and highly nutritious. Makes wonderful muffins, bread, etc. Sold in 6-pound, 12-pound checkerboard bags. That's what it's called, checkerboard bag. Yeah, I can't move the heart. Can't move the heart. You could click the heart if it. I think you only pay $100 or so when you click a heart. So send those $100 my way. I'd appreciate it. Lot to talk about again on this one. So I need to conserve and utilize keywords. So it's Ralston. I think I'm going to put cereal. I know I'm going to put cereal because there's this cereal. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. So that's the goal, I think. Other cereal, perfect. It's no wonder they got into the dog food business shortly after, or at least they were known for it. Chow. Those muffins will make. Where would you start here, folks? Boy, girl, soldier, nurse. Would you put train set or locomotive or toy trains? Toy train. Locomotive is kind of the big guy, the highlight almost, but I'm going to put ration. Look at that, 80 characters on the Schnozzola. Going to kick this one up a notch because I think it's a nice head. Hang on. Everybody, if you haven't done so already, make sure you acknowledge Dawn Wright, Queen of Canada. Make sure you curtsy. Let's just trim this little bit of stuff there. It's all about the presentation. There you go. That's just a little piece of the scanner coming through because it wasn't perfectly centered. But now it is. All right. Another nice one. Do you guys agree there's a pretty killer ads tonight? I think they're very nice. And you too can find these magazines. Estate sales. That's where we find most of them. Antique malls. Ask people if they have old magazines. Most people don't think to mention the fact that they have old magazines available. Ask. Bowing gracefully to, yes, there you go. Always defer to Her Majesty. She's a pretty nice girl, but she doesn't have a lot to say. On microphone. But the girl can type, let me just tell you. She could chat up a storm. Can't you? All right, we still have food. Let's go to tapioca. I love tapioca. What are people's thoughts on tapioca? Tapioca pudding? A rare treat. Rare and yummy treat. I mean, it's not peanut butter soup, but it's close. Minute tapioca. Substitute. Substitute, you say? don't know that I've listed. I think I have to have listed a tapioca ad. I'm curious what the category is going to say. Other food. That works. Other food. You make it often. Great comfort food. Yeah, I haven't, Lisa, I cannot tell you the last time I sat down with a ice cold, a little whipped cream on top, little thing of tapioca. Very tasty. Minutes. Minute rice. Like minute mead. And US of A, 1918. Let's see what's going on with this substitute. Bum, 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 bum. And again, we got croquets. We got all kinds of, we got the minute cherry omelet. Who doesn't love that? You got the, and the minute tapioca croquets. Cook thoroughly, 3 heaping teas, 3 heaping. I love the term heaping. Kidney beans. Wow. Again, folks, we're talking about Hoover meals, and we're talking about wartime rationing. I'm out on coconut 1,000,000%. Love the tapioca pudding, though. What is my cutoff date for? I don't have a cutoff date. Seriously, Morris. I mean, what I have, the vast majority is way before 1970, but I probably have. In fact, I know I have some 70s Life magazines. That's probably the newest ad I've listed is from 82. Because I had one magazine. It was a Frank Sinatra. Is in it with what's his name? Steve. Who's the famous? Oh man, he's standing there when Atlantic City opened and they started doing the casinos. Steve, I can't think of what his name is. Steve Wynn. There's an ad with Frank Sinatra and Steve Wynn. They had commercials, if you remember back then. I do, in high school. It was a big deal when Atlantic City started opening up casinos and got trying to compete, haha, with Vegas. But anyway, so 82, I think, is the newest magazine, but that's like a one-off. But it just so happens that I have older stuff, and I prefer them. I think they're beautiful. But I'm not adverse. If somebody hands me a magazine from 1996, I'll find something cool, But anyway, use the same receipts, have the same success. Ships that have been sailing from Java, bringing minute tapioca to a factory, are now carrying men, food, and ammunition to France. So again, this is big-time war effort kind of thing. I'm allergic to pistachios. Otherwise, I would probably like it. I used to love pistachio ice cream. It's an Italian thing, I think. But pistachio ice cream was like a staple when I was growing up. If you're stranded on it, yeah, I'm not a fan of coconut. Anybody? Again, we're going to reference a TV show or whatever. Not Wile E. Coyote. What's his name? Sam. What's on Bugs Bunny? With the red beard. What's his name? Sam. Fresh coconut milk when he's stranded on the island. Coconut salad. Hates coconut. What's his name? Sam. Bugs Bunny and the Rootin'est Tootin'est Cowboy. Yosemite Sam. Thank you, Cameron. Yosemite Sam. Hates coconut. Anybody remember that episode? Well, I hates coconut too. I do. Yosemite Sam. Thank you, guys. All right. So we have, wouldn't you know, recipes, war rations, Hoover meals, meaning cheap spam, which came out, I think, later. It was much more common in World War II, as my dad can tell me. Spam is kind of a Hoover meal. It's like cheap, making something out of nothing, taking kidney beans and tapioca and somehow coming out with croquets. It's a substitute. Bum, 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 bum. There's another one in the books. Go back to our normal pricing scheme. Yosemite Sam. Hates coconut. Knocking them down tonight, folks. How have your sales been for print ads? My print ad sales have been pretty good, man. And again, if you watch the beginning of the show, on a replay, I talk about a really good one I just sold in one day, a print for $75 with Uncle Sam. I think you were on the show Monday, right? I listed it that day and it sold the next day. No keywords in the description at all. What'd you say, Mars? What do you mean no keywords? I think it was chock full of keywords. Bump, 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 bump. Let's just keep it coming. Here's a dairy ad. So I'm going to go back to a black and white briefly. Eagle, I have tons of these too, but there's a nice feature in this ad we want to bring to everybody's attention. Not Broden's, Borden's. No Elsie the cow, you notice yet. And condensed milk. Some warm milk. And that's okay. Hi, Hygiene. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I was born with a plastic spoon in my dairy advertising. Lots in the title, but never in the description. Gotcha. Yeah, and the description is kind of standard for me, which we could go into a little bit. I learned early on that most people don't read the friggin' descriptions. I don't know why. So I still have the descriptions filled with information, mostly as a protective measure so that somebody can't say that, you know, I didn't know it was a print. I thought it was a real can of condensed milk from 1918. And believe it or not, that's happened to me twice, to Dawn Wright a couple of times as well. And maybe it's happened to some of you other guys where people got mad because they think they're buying the item instead of the ad for the item, which is, you know, ludicrous to the common sense man. But ongoing effort to avoid grief, I kind of came up with this whole thing. So it's, even though it's in a vintage collectible print ad category, and I say it's taken from this issue of this magazine, and that it's a page and it's a piece of paper and it measures this wide and it's an advertisement, you'll still get the one-off idiot that says, I thought I was buying a can of Eagle brand condensed milk from 1918. Let's look at this picture really quick because I know I ran through fast, but little boy bringing in a big old pumpkin, very seasonal for right now, as a matter of fact. So I don't know if mother's making a pumpkin pie. Yes, she is. Eagle brand restores pumpkin pie to its rightful place. What is Thanksgiving? So we got Thanksgiving, which, guess what, folks, is only a couple of weeks away. So here's an ad that is perfectly seasoned for right now. Pumpkin pie. And God help me, we gotta get Thanksgiving in here, right? And get word of brand. Thanksgiving pumpkin pie. Search doesn't go beyond the item title. I'm sure it does, Mars, because on other things I'm more in depth with clothing, other things that require more detail as far as a description, like certainly more than 80 characters would allow. I will absolutely use the description field for that. For my print ads, you know, I think it's more of a visual thing anyway. I think people just look at the print ad. They look, maybe they search for a specific company. Like I have a few people that I work with a lot with Budweiser stuff, Anheuser-Busch, I should say. So like they're looking for anything with Anheuser-Busch in it. So as long as that's present in the title, it should appear. And then they're looking at the visual of the ad itself. Dawn, a great point. Exactly. I think the other stuff, absolutely. Like when you look at your traffic tab and it says external sites or whatever the terminology, it really just means Google search, basically. I think those absolutely play a role in getting the description, you know, those keywords and words in the description probably play a large role in getting you pushed out to Google and other search engines. But for eBay proprietary searches, you know, I try to load up my title primarily. Again, that's just with print ads. And there's no science behind this. This is my understanding with them. But I think it makes sense for print ads not to write a book, as tempting as it is for me, especially if you go back to the beginning of the show with those beautiful old prints. There, I probably would have spent some time and wrote some more about, you know, the history behind it and all that. But if you think about the keywords, right? You have the product, you have the World War I element, which I want to get. You have Thanksgiving, you have pumpkin pie, you have the product name, you know, and then every picture tells a story, as Rod Stewart says. So there's the photo. It's kind of a very, descriptive photo, if you will. Little Jack or whoever it is bringing in this giant pumpkin for mother to carve up and make a delicious homemade pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving, courtesy of Board and Ziegel brand condensed milk, of course. But having Thanksgiving in your title 3 weeks before Thanksgiving is probably a good thing. You've noticed quite a few movie stars and some printers. Absolutely, find the Scarecrow in one. Oh, without Ray Bolger, without question, Vaughn. Yes. Especially somebody from the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, put Ray Bolger in there. You could even put Scarecrow if time allows, without question. I have Groucho Marx. I have an ads. Everybody you can ever think of. Desi Arnaz. I have an ads. Lucille Ball. I have an ads. Sure, and more often than not, they're hawking cigarettes. Chesterfield is notorious that Chesterfield Cigarettes has tons of movie stars and radio stars and Broadway stars promoting their cigarettes. It was quite in vogue for many, 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 many decades. All right. There's another one. Just for fun, let me see this one. Now, here's an Eagle brand 1919 chocolate meringue pie that sold for $23. Ooh. Like I said, it never works, but you know what? Once in a while. So lots of media. Cool. We'll include the actors involved. Absolutely. I agree 100%, Mars. Right. People could just be infatuated with Groucho Marx. They want everything with Groucho Marx, whether it's a piece of media, whether it's an advertisement from 1940, whether it's a old film strip, sheet music. I sell sheet music, and the Marx Brothers putting them in the title obviously is huge. People absolutely collect all things fill in the blank with a star name, especially old-time movie stars like that. So I agree 1,000,000% with Mars. What else we got? What else? Can't get out of this food category, but that's okay. I'll serve us well. No pun intended. Serving food well. Yeah, I absolutely. If there's a celebrity of any kind, they're notated in my title, in a print ad listing, without question. Do we still have more food, folks? Do we still have more food? We do. We got Western Oil. Mrs. Brady used to hawk this. Remember that? The song, as a matter of fact. Am I already in other food? No, I'm not. I'm in dairy. So let's go to other food for the oil. Big fan of food, are you? Multicolor original Wesson. November? Oh, no. Yeah, November of 1918. That's what we're working with tonight. 60 some odd ads I was able to pull. 58, 60 ads. And probably I could get more with the little stuff in the back. But we're talking about full color, at least more than half of them. Full color, beautiful, 16 by 11. Beautiful, beautiful prints. Print ads. All right, let's see what's going on with a Western Oil. I don't know how we can jazz up a while, but you know how you can. We have Swift's ham coming up. Look at that, just sneaking in. I was gonna say, well, that's a pretty Western Oil ad. I usually don't like the oil ads, believe it or not. The Western Oil ads are always that green color, which for some reason is stomach turning to me. So with that said, let's open this bad boy up. A delicious salad oil, excellent shortening for cake, biscuit, and pastry. Good point. Not Wesson, but use some good extra virgin olive oil to fry an egg. Beautiful thing instead of butter. Much healthier. Much more slippery, actually. Gives some flavor as well. A fried egg in virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olives. All in one handy can. Western Oil makes so many good things to eat. All right, so I guess we'll cake, biscuit, and pastry. That's kind of cool. Fried eggs. Yeah, bee's knees is a good expression. Very British expression. Fried eggs. What do we say? Shortening cake biscuit pastry. These things write themselves, as I've said often, right? It says it all. Got the picture? Bam. Out to the interwebs. Somebody will buy this. Don't ask me why, but somebody will buy this. That's what they do. It's getting a little chilly in here. We're going to go from the desk fan, possibility of turning on the heaters at this point. Everybody can look with me. Let's see. Where are we sitting right now? 45. Feels like 37, though. I agree. Chilly. A little chilly. Going down to 38 tonight. It's been the 30s every night for the last 2 or 3, but we're warming up during the week. The weekend into the week. Warming up a little bit. I would call this seasonal, early November. So yeah, it's chilly. 45 degrees, and I got a fan blowing on my face. Maybe I should stop that. In fact, hang on, folks. Let me turn on my little portable heater. As nighttime has fallen off Fair City, actually for 2 hours, and we switched the clocks back. What happened to the whole theory we weren't going to switch the clocks back anymore? I thought there was like legislation passed or something that we weren't going to participate anymore in daylight savings. What the hell? Feels good. Did I list this one already? Did we hit save? Did we hit send? Whatever. Good thing about Google, if we duplicate it, it'll give us a big red banner that says you've duplicated it, but we have not. Okay, good. Yeah, Dawn Wright had, of course, being Canadian, had snow already. A substantial amount of snow, I might add, from Little Bird told me. I know, just keep it the same. It's lunacy that we keep this farce of changing clocks. It's just enough. All right, Western Oil done. Yeah, but wasn't it, I thought I read like earlier in the year that it was not changing. That was it. We were going to stay at whatever time it is and just leave it that way. And now I get this thing about, we're all going to change the clocks again on Sunday. I'm like, what? Well, Saturday night into Sunday, whatever. A little bird told me that you love me. Well, yeah, we found the Armour ham. No, not Armour. This is Swift's Premium. We might have a Thanksgiving table, which will be mentioned. It's Thanksgiving almost. Eat ham too. Hate pork. Always have. Always will. Shoot me. I don't care. I hate it. No ham for me. I think we're going to be as simple as Thanksgiving table. Morris is CAD. Hello, Mrs. Flippett. How are you, honey? Mrs. Flippett back in the cookie wagon tonight, working on cookies all week. Well, the last few days. Let us find a proper category to put this disgusting piece of chunk of pig. Other food and beverage. Thanksgiving. Table. Meal. Care Bears and whole. Yep. Potluck. What does it say? Potluck. A little bird. Actually, the more I look at it, it doesn't look like it's a Thanksgiving table at all, does it? Potluck. It is assumed. Let's give a gander to this guy a little bit closer. CAD is Canada. Okay. Where is this ad? My eyes are getting weary. Been listening all day. Literally. Well, since 7-ish. Anybody see this ad? There it is. Let's see if this is Thanksgiving at all. Probably not. It's a sparse crowd. I think we're just talking dinner table. So let's strike all of that. When your husband brings Bill home for dinner and tells him he'll have to take potluck. The good old days, eh? Right, Mrs. Flippit? All right, so no, this would strike the whole Thanksgiving angle. Let's get that out of there. That has an item not as described written all over it. Potluck meal. Housewife. You know. A little bird told me that you love me. When shipping, CAD, Canada, US, United States. Oh, I got you. Okay, cool. Apparently, Bill didn't bring. Yeah, no, well, I know. Where Bill's supposed to bring like a bottle of wine. Come on, Bill. Killing me. That you love me. Right. Glad I looked at that. I don't know why I just presumed it was a Thanksgiving ad, but it wasn't. Maybe I just hoped it was a Thanksgiving ad, as we discussed in the previous one, which was, because it mentions Thanksgiving and pumpkin pie. Bill did drop the ball. Bill just came for the free meal, freeloader. Well, this is embarrassing. Oh! Look at that, folks. An error on the eBay during listing. What is up with that? Please hold as we see if we can get back into action. Let me see if that was listed first. Bill is just wreaking havoc here. A little bird told me that you love me. Anybody else have any eBay issues? eBay errors? If you're on the eBay right now? What's up, Deal Finder? You had the same error today in the middle of listing? I've been listing seriously for like 12 hours, the better part of 13 hours now. Yep, Little Bird, great song. Vintage Vaughn. That you love me. Little bird told me that you cared. Cue The Price is Right, lose the music yet. Karen with a hint of sarcasm. I had issues. Same with Mars. I did have issues. I was trying to leave feedback on purchases, and it says, sorry, you can't leave feedback now, or something to that effect in red. So we have issues. We have issues. Sounds like peanut time to me. What do you think, folks? When in doubt, seek nutrition. Always good when you sell a CD for $12. You know, they've come down in price so ridiculously low. The $12 is actually pretty good. I just keep refreshing. Hopefully it'll come back up. I even lost the draft. That's not right. Cashew fan? I'm allergic to cashews. Bucking all trends known to man, as usual. I can eat peanuts till the cows come home. I'm allergic to every other nut. I'm allergic to tree nuts is how they describe it. But I can eat peanuts. Always have been able to. But cashews, walnuts, all that stuff, pecans or pecans, can't eat them. Deathly allergic, actually, to those. Let's send out some offers to watches while we're waiting. Got a Bangles CD being watched. Always good to send out offers when they're available. All right. Gonna have to do a sell similar on my own item because my draft is gone. Sold a CD used for $89. Which one would that be, Morris? If you care to share, if you want to keep it locked on the in your own mind, that's perfectly fine too. Very nice, man. Yeah, used CD, $12, Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin, double disc. I love the Bangles too. I was in the Bangles and Mash fan club. Let me show you something along those lines. I'm going to put this up for a listing. I was in the fan club. It was called Bangles and Mash, and I got a Christmas. They used to send out a Christmas card, and I have one. This is for you. Let's get the camera cleared. See, from the fan club. Groovy Wishes, and then it says Bangles and Mash on the back, which was the name of the fan club. Christmas 87. Yeah, I'm going to list this. I've had this since 87. Had it on my tree for years, actually. But it's a good, good condition. Bangles stuff sells. I've sold LPs. I've sold CDs. I sold lots of stuff from the fan club. They used to send out a newsletter every month. I've sold individual newsletters. I just kept them all in a nice and neat in a book. So that's going to be listed. And you can see it's still in the, like you're supposed to, it's perforated. You're supposed to pull this out, the peace sign. But mine is still in there. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'm going to list that. Big fan. Seriously, always loved them. Saw them live like 10 times. First time I saw them was in '84, which was when their first album came out, All Over the Place, which is my favorite album, in Manhattan. And I saw them a bunch of times. A Little Bird. Yep, all of them autographed it. Okay, let's try to get back to listing some print ads. All right, was Swift's Ham what we were working on, guys? Please tell me. I apologize, I forgot. Was that the last one we were doing, the Swift's Ham? I think so. Because if so, that's now suddenly live. So I'm going to go back to drafts and see if it comes up. It doesn't. Everybody agree that the Swift's Premium Ham was the last ad we listed? I'm pretty sure it was. Let me just, I'm going to try to sell similar on my own ad and see if we can kickstart this thing again. Pain in the neck, though. You sell similar. It doesn't really keep all of the fields, as I'm sure most of you know. It comes back to, is this new or used? Little Bird. I'm annoying myself at this point. LHJ25. Used. Yeah, I have to copy my whole description over, and I have to copy my one other field. Hang on. My seller note where it says like perfect for framing. Those two did not carry over when I did sell similar. So let me just do this really fast, and we'll turn it back on, so to speak, and continue. All right, perfect for framing. Light age toning. I'll get rid of the food. Let's see. Do we have it? Yep, we have one more. Vandecamps. Is it Van Camps or Vandecamps? I seem to remember Vandecamps, but this just says Van Camps. I'll show you the picture in just a moment. I just want to make sure everything is updated. We'll do the share screen again. There it is. Van Camps. Okay. Isn't there a company called Vandecamps? Yep, I know I'm not sharing the screen. Thank you, Morris. I appreciate it. Yes, please, if you would consider leaving a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. Let the Google know and YouTube know that you're interested in this content, and maybe it gets pushed out to other people. Okay. We should be good. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And thanks, eBay, for screwing up a good thing. All right. Back in action. Here we go. Next one, Van Camps or Vanda Camps, but apparently it is just Van Camps. Ready cooked foods. You got the pork and beans, you got the soups, you got the spaghetti. Oh, stay away from camp spaghetti, as we've already said. And of course, you got the Van Camp's peanut butter. Perfect for soup. And here's the crack staff of scientific, geniuses here making a dish with a microscope, of course, as one needs, and a flask, to make some baked beans. R.C. Kaufman, the artist, it looks like. How scientific cooks by years of study attain the perfect dish. Interesting to say the least. So let's start building this one up. Van Camps with a C. Pork and beans. Find that with your bran muffins and your problems go down the drain. Or down something. Science. Scientists, perfect dish. I have none of those items in my kitchen. Yeah, I know. You wouldn't, it's not the first thing you think of. Where's my microscope, honey? I got to go make the soup. That's not Van Camp pork. It's just Van Camp's. This is all the stuff I had to copy from my other listing. It didn't carry over. And this thing. Cheap, 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 cheap. All right. The perfect dish, courtesy of science. Yeah, who knew? I mean, who doesn't have a microscope on their kitchen table? Come on. Necessary tools. All right. Dawn Wright, question about scheduling a listing. When I'm doing print ads, if I want to do 100 print ads and keep them in a reserve, right, to be listed, scheduled listings, I have to, I'm not just doing a template for one print ad. I have to save each one of these individually. I didn't really articulate that question very well. What I'm saying is, let's say I just wanted to list 100 print ads and have them in a bank for a rainy day, like you do all the time. Schedule listing, right? I guess you tick that radio button. Do I just have to have, I could have 100 print ads, all individual, and they're all scheduled to go off whenever I want, right? I've never done that before. I've done it with the postcards a couple of times, but I've never with the 6-bit, but I've never done it on eBay. And I'll check with you because I know you do it all the time. So the envelopes, drafts. That's the word, Morris. Thank you. It's funny when you get in front of a camera, words elude you. You think you're a bright guy, and then you get in front of people on a camera, and you're like the most basic stuff that in a normal conversation with somebody, nobody would think twice about. But then when you're on camera, you're like, what's that word? Oh, yeah, drafts. So funny. It ain't easy, It's not drafts. You're listing them like normal. It just doesn't go live at the same time. Oh, okay. So what's a draft as opposed to that option? I thought scheduling listings was drafts. Your listing goes live immediately unless you select the time you want it to start. Don't scheduling listings cost extra? Good question. I don't know, Stephen. I've never used the function. I thought that was how you did drafts. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's just see what the option is. Your listing go live. Yeah, you could just schedule a time. Isn't this a draft? If I said list this tomorrow. Is it the same thing, Dawn? Scheduling is a draft or no? Wednesday night, you could not for the life of me think of Victorian trick. So I'm saying the simplest words sometimes when you're rambling in front of a, you're trying to, you gotta remember, folks, we're trying to do a show, entertain a little bit, a little comedy, a little levity, get a little knowledge going across, trying to gain some knowledge from you folks, trying to give out any knowledge I might have to help you guys out. It's navigating multiple screens, multiple bits of technology, lights going, green screens. It's a lot. So when I can't think of the word drafts, shoot me. No, it is funny though. Certain things are like so stupid, and you forget the word. You feel like adult. Morris with an emphatic no. No meaning. Drafts isn't done. Pictures might not be ready. Gotcha. See, I have what a stupid question. Not your response, Mars, but my question. I know what a draft is. I have tons of drafts. I have drafts for CDs. I have drafts for records. What I'm saying is, if you want to bulk up and have 100 ads pending to list, but I don't want to list them today. I want to list them on Christmas Eve. Do I just use that scheduling function? I would want them to be complete, Dawn. So if I wanted to put this ad in a schedule for Christmas Eve, right? Then I just tick that thing and put a time stamp on it. But I could do that for 100 ads, conceivably, right? I thought you were doing complete listings and then just releasing them on a specific date, right? So that you had a bucket of listings. If you don't feel like listing tomorrow, you have 50 ready to go or whatever. I have templates, but those are drafts. I'll show you. It says drafts. The wording says drafts. There might be semantics here with the words we're using, but I have a drafts folder. My drafts are like, whenever I list a record, I have a template built, but it says drafts. You can only schedule up to 2 days in advance. So okay. Try it on this one. The schedule thing. Boop, 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 boop. You do realize, guys, we had 45 ads tonight, and we're down to 10, 15, 16, 17. It's listed 18. Oh, 21 days. Okay. I'm sorry. The same thing with the stupid heart blocking out the last number, Dawn. Sorry. 21. I see it says 21 now. Somebody click the heart. What happens when you click a heart? You just give a lot of love? Are we done with this food? For the love of all that's holy. A lot of food ads. Might actually be done. Dare I say, are we done? I think we're done with food. Here's a pretty one. Thank you, Mars. I appreciate it. Great having you. Thank you for all your contributions, too. This is a generic, the greeting card. There's a stupid heart. Do it again. It just sends a heart. Like if you're in a, does Whatnot have that where you could just like send hearts? Somebody click the heart. There you go. Gotcha. All right. Thank you. Now stop clicking the heart. Maybe it helps the algorithm. Anyway, this is a greeting card industry advertisement. Greeting cards, and I'll show you the ads. Pretty ad. Speaking of Victorian trade cards, no, we're not selling unused. That's nice to know, though, because I have a whole bunch of greeting cards, and they go out. If you saw on the community tab, on November 1st, they expanded the eBay standard envelope to 4 new categories, one of which was greeting cards, one of which was stickers or something, one of which was patches. And I actually was able to, who is Pete? I was able to change the list. I think I had 5 or 6 listings with patches on them, and I was able to change the shipping method to standard envelope, which is a substantial savings for a potential buyer. So I hope that adds some value. Other collectible ads is fine. This is a unique category I don't think I've ever dabbled in, but the ad itself is pretty. It's Christmas time. Greeting cards. Do I have like a holiday or Christmas category? If I don't, that needs to be addressed. These are all my store categories, folks. This is all just for print ads, you see. The different decades and then broken into common, industries or common categories. Wow. I don't have anything really to display. So I'm going to create like we just have a Christmas. I have a Christmas category, but I want people to know what's in the print ads. What to do? See, I have just a Christmas category. All right, this is just for my store, but it just open very rarely, every once in a while, I need to create a new category, a new store category. And I think this is an opportunity to do one, but it takes a while. I'm not going to do it on the show, so I could just I think I have an other, when in doubt, other. I hope. Could have sworn I set up other, maybe not. Silly boy. We're going to put this in retail and grocery stores. Why not? And I'll just remember to change it later. It's just proprietary stuff. Nobody really cares. Shouldn't impact the listing whatsoever. Multicolor original. My PC is being slowed down by broken registry. Is it really? Greeting. Show you the ad in a moment. Let me just set up some of these. US 1918. Print ad. Crossed over that mighty 200, I wish, 2-hour mark, folks. So thanks again for hanging out with me tonight. Try to do a couple more while I'm conscious, and then we'll move on. And then I'll see you on Monday. Celebrating my boy's birthday with my second son's birthday tomorrow. Well, his birthday was last weekend, and we're celebrating tomorrow. So I will be out of town tomorrow, partaking in a delicious food smorgasbord called Shady Maple Smorgasbord. If anybody's familiar, it's a great place to eat. Still going to stay away from carbs, but I'm going to feast on other products. But here's the image. Isn't this pretty? Very, very pretty, actually. Mailman delivering Christmas cards. Very picturesque scene. Keep the Christmas spirit with a message of cheerfulness. Indeed, indeed. Do it with holiday greeting cards. So the National Association of Greeting Card Manufacturers. Still on, Cameron. Still on, man. Isn't this pretty? And again, very timely. Greeting cards. I'm just going to put greeting cards, but it's like Association of America, whatever. So Christmas. Tree. Wreath. Just pound away. Keywords. Family. Mailman. Snow. Lisa going to bed. All right. Thank you, Lisa, for coming in. Thank you for your contributions. Hope to see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Sell stuff. Thanks to have you. Thousands of items to list. The lifetime of collecting. Oh, really? Daunting task. No, I know. Best way to eat an elephant is one piece at a time, as the cliche goes, right? So just hopefully you can set aside some time, go through the stuff, and get some things listing one at a time. My hope always from day one of doing these live listing shows was to sort of inspire other people to list at the same time, or if not at the same time, list shortly after, or list tomorrow, or make a plan to list. There's a lot of fun, and listing in groups like this is always, for me, a lot of fun. I've learned so much from everybody over this almost 2 years, about a year and a half, year and 10 months, maybe at this point, of doing listing shows. So again, thanks to all of you for coming in and contributing so much. I learned so much from everyone. Tree, Christmas tree, wreath, family, mailman, snow. What else? Stocking. Not going to fit it. I'd say that's good. That star on the window is symbolic of the war, I think. I should know that. So, Stephen Holton, over to you again, please, to research what that star indicates. I think, I might be wrong, but you see the red star, and I think that's something to do with either that they have somebody over there, or it's some sort of, I think it's some sort of, acknowledgement of the war. This right here, behind father. Looks like he's probably 43, and he looks like he's 100. Cameron just got a bag, I guess that says, there we go, full of photos. Cabinet cards today, Wednesday, whatnot show. Cool, Todd. Very cool. She was cleaning inventory. Mars could be daunting for sure. You don't often get things. Yep. You just kind of take it on in small chunks, small pieces. Been taking pictures. Really awesome to share. Have you in the background listing is a lonely thing. Well, then that's wonderful. Again, that's one of the main objectives, Morris, was to bring people together and like-minded individuals talking shop, talking listing, talking eBay. Hopefully, hopefully it makes it less lonely. Help me, somebody. The blue, red, white, and blue star thing. Does that mean that they have a loved one over there fighting? I need to look that up because it's symbolic of something. And it's probably something I want to reference again for search. Star Window Flag was designated in 1917 capital blah, 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 in honor of his two sons who were serving in World War I. So yes, this is called the Star Window Flag. Absolutely darn right. You always leave learning. Oh, great. And so do I. So do I. Is that the same red and white blue stamp on the envelope? I think so, yeah. But as we see right here, see, it was 19, so it's only a year later, right? The Star Window Flag. Army Captain Robert Queezer of the 5th Ohio Infantry in honor of his two sons who were serving. So yeah, it indicates that there it is right there, folks. A service flag. That's the guy right there. Service flag goes into the listing and also increases the value of my listing. So forget the snow. Service flag. Oh man, are you kidding me? So that means, as I thought, I didn't know the terminology, but basically it means that they have a loved one fighting in the war. Very cool to have that indicated. At least I think so. Hopefully you do too. And that's a beautiful image, and it's almost Christmas, so we're going $24.99. There you go. There's the brilliance behind my pricing strategies. I love that one. That's a nice one. Just need to get a category, maybe a proper Christmas category. I can't believe I don't have one. I have a Christmas category. I mean, within print ads. That would be very smart, actually, because now people are looking for Christmas stuff, obviously. All right, so it's that one. Would you go back and add service flag to live listings? Yeah, I just did. Mars actually just added the term. I just added that term right there, service flag. I think it's important and something that, again, a collector might be looking specifically for that term. Keywords are huge in selling anything, obviously, but things like that, I really think that can separate you from other listers or other sellers, you know, having a really integral keyword like that. I knew the symbolism of it. I just didn't know what it was called. And now we all know. So if you have a service flag in your ad, I don't know if that was exclusive to World War I, though. I don't know if it carried over in WW2. But again, that's a question for Stephen Holton or Google. Because Stephen knows things, folks. If, in case you didn't notice, thank you so much as always for coming in, sir, and always adding for all the listings. So if I find one, you mean, yeah, I would go back. If you're aware that you have a service flag and a listing, absolutely. I think it would behoove you to go in and modify that. Yeah, absolutely, Morris. Where is that guy we just listed? Did I delete it already? Sometimes I'm too fast for my own good. Did I delete that image already? I guess I did. All right. That was kind of a one-off, you know, the Greeting Card Association of America or whatever. We have a couple of cool Victrola, like an Edison radio or an Edison phonograph, I think it is, and a Victrola phonograph. And this has the boys, the Doughboys, another good keyword, by the way. See the boys over there, down there, listening to the phonograph? 6,600 or so, I think, Morris. Turn on the old Victrola. Lots of Victrola ads. His master's voice is the famous thing. PD dog from Little Rascals, it looks like. The life of the home, the joy of the camp. So tremendous soldiers. Let's just get into, let's set up some categories. Phonographs is absolutely the category. I know I have a radio. There it is, radios. Oh, no, it's not radios, it's phonograph. I think we're on the cusp of radio. 1918, Dawn Wright, over to you. 1918 is probably right at the very, very beginning of radios becoming common or more common. Might even still be a little bit later. In the 20s, I know for sure radio was all the rage, but 1918, we might be right on the cusp of the radio explosion. Do I have phonographs? I think I do put everything in. I'm going to put it in music. That's all. Soldiers. Let's finish this. Original. Nice ad, though. Oh, boys are what they're called. What's up, Automania? Cheers to you. Thanks for coming in. We've been on for 2 hours and 12 minutes already, listing beautiful, beautiful print ads from prints from 1918. The very tail end of WW1. Did we have this discussion? We may have. About the radio, the origin of radio. Not origin, but the, Marconi, I guess, invented the radio and all that. But I'm saying, when did it actually become, a mainstay in the home? I'm thinking 20s. Methinks the 20s. But again, it's a question that Google is probably capable of answering for us. Everybody knows, I think, TV was technically invented in the 20s, but nobody had a television, and then World War II really suppressed the production of TV. So the explosion of television came in the 47, 48, when it could have been 10 years earlier. They were shown in the World's Fair in 1939 for sure. And they were theoretically invented in the 20s, they being television sets. The same thing with radio. It might have been invented 20 years before this, theoretically, physically invented, but I think it came out or became popular in the 20s, I would want to say. So I don't know if we're going to see, because if you notice, I don't see any radio ads. There's lots of phonograph ads at the turn of the century and all the way up to World War I, which is what the Victrola is. But beautiful ad. Let's pull up. I got all the specifics, right? Yep. Let's pull up the actual ads. Again, thank you to that one. I like that one. Victrola. Handsome looking ad. So you got the family. Look at it. You got probably the wife, mom and pop, Victrola. The life of the home, the joy of the camp. Actually, that's a heck of a catchphrase right there, isn't it? And again, as we go to the cost of things, $950 for a record player, a bad record player, truth be told, in 1918, when people probably made $100 a month. That's a hefty price because it's new technology. And that's a 78 record for sure that they're playing. His Master's Voice. Always look for the famous trademark His Master's Voice. It is on all products of the Victor Talking Machine. Great word, too, there. Talking Machine. Invented in 1895. Neil? Oh, Spirit of Radio. Yeah, of course. I was like, whoa, who's Neil that died? Yeah, Peart. Everybody called him Neil Peart forever. Now it's Neil Peart. Oh my God, that is seriously, what are you talking, like $9,000 today? I think this is deja vu for sure, because I know we just talked about this. I'm pretty sure it's basically $9,000 now or something. Think about that, paying $9,000 for a record player. So not for the faint of heart, but the cheap ones are only $12. Over there, the life of the home, the joy of the camp. I don't think I'll be able to fit that, but boy, is that a perfect little expression. That kind of, says it all, right? I could write joy of home instead of the life of home. Life of home, joy of camp. Over there, $19,000 for a record player. Thank you. Let's look up the Doughboys. WW1. See? The Doughboys. Troops of General John Pershing traverse the Atlantic. Let's look at images of doughboys. Right? I would say this matches our ad. Those hats almost look like Canadian Mountie mule train. How about Now and Then, Stephen Holton, the new Beatle track? But Then and Now, yep. Very late. You thought you'd pop in and say, oh, no problem, Leland. Thank you for coming in. We are going to wrap it up pretty short. We've been on for 2 hours and 16 minutes already, but it's been a great time. It's really flying by. So I'm going to put Doughboys because that's a powerful little keyword. Doughboys. What else would you guys say? Anything else you could think of that's like a less than 10 character word that's powerful that we could employ here? This is crooked, isn't it? Probably want to straighten that out a little bit. The camps where our soldiers and sailors are gathered. Victrola is also an active servant doing its musical duty. Its cheering music and wholesome entertainment afford a welcome diversion to pleasantly while away the spare moments. Yep. And in World War II, famous like the Andrews Sisters, they used to make records for the boys, specifically VJ records. Are they called? Not VJ. There was a term for them. You could look that up too. But they would make, like celebrities would make specialty records just for servicemen. And those are very collectible nowadays. There's a video of the Andrews Sisters doing Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. And it's one of those like VA records or whatever they're called. I know, Dawn, your favorite. Is that man smoking a pipe? Is that a pipe in his hand? I think it is. Should we throw a pipe in there? This guy's got a cigarette. Bum, 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 bum. And let's not even, I mean, look at this border. Have we not discussed how ornate the border is? This is getting back to the conversation about advertising being such an art form back then, you know? Look at this, how ornate this is. I guess when you're selling a $20,000 record player, you could afford, top-notch printing and stuff. The joy of the camp. Beautiful. Love it. Love this ad. Pipe is going to be ambiguous, isn't it? We'll just leave it at that. Doughboys is good. But let's move Doughboys closer or more up. Doughboy soldiers. Doughboy soldiers. Eagles, says Karen. What is Eagles? Oh, in the framing. First of all, let's straighten this guy out a little bit. I don't like that it's crooked. See? I love my favorite feature on photos now. That's better. Are there eagles up there? No. Where do we see eagles? Where do we see eagles? There they are. There's the eagles. Dog named Nipper. Oh, his name is Nipper. That's right. I remember that coming up on a previous show. What would you guys go for? But we have 10 characters. Should we go Nipper or should we go Eagles? Thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Karen, for pointing this out. Like even this has a kind of ornate border, right? Yep, the dog's name is Nipper. He always reminds me of Petey from Little Rascals, as I said earlier. I don't know if he's got the black circle on his eye, but you'd go with Nipper. All in favor of Nipper, say aye. We'll leave a heart. No, I'm only kidding. And anybody in favor of the Eagles? Because we've got multiple Eagles. Both will fit, right? We'll keep it under that 10 character threshold. Aye. Anybody else going for Nipper? Going once. Sold to the Queen of Canada. All right. We're going Nipper. Nipper for the win. Thank you, guys. Great work on that one. Another one we're putting up there. A little higher, $24.99. Make me an offer. All right, let's do one more. The eyes are getting a little weary at this point. It's been a lot of fun tonight. And I still have more to list from this one stupid magazine. So there's a bolo, folks. If you guys happen to see the Ladies' Home Journal from November of 1918, pick it up. Make some money. Probably get it for $1, the whole magazine. That's why we don't sell magazines. We sell the individual components of magazines. Do you think the Uncle Sam came from that magazine for $75 for one ad? Do you think the whole magazine would ever sell for $75? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What should be the last one, everyone? What do you think? Here's the Christmas one. I did list that already. We could stay in the phonograph realm. Let's do that. The new Edison. This borders on a photo. I think it's a photo. I remember looking at this, and I was going to bring this up to the group. An Edison phonograph. Who invented them? Who was only, in 1918, was only 61, 71 years old. Born in 1847 was Thomas Alva Edison. I'm great at dates when people were born and died. Really am. Just ask Mrs. Flippett. All right, this is the Edison phonograph. This way we don't have to change any specifics other than the name. Always makes it easier. Bam, done already. Petey was an American Staffordshire. Oh, really? Okay. Was the little patch like an anomaly, the black thing, or is that like a staple of that breed? Anyway, here's I think this is a photograph. I know it looks like. We'll pull it up. Testing the new Edison recreation of Lazard's glorious voice. Well, anyway, these are a bunch of opera stars of the era, which is very cool. Yes, although we have a biologist in the house, or at least we did earlier on. Hopefully she's still here, who contributed mightily in a very first post. Let's pull this one up. I want you guys to see this. If anybody knows opera, you have the legendary Ciccone, Chalmers, Lazzari, Metzenauer, Scott, and de Treville. There they are. Is that a photograph? I think it is a photograph. It might have been touched up. I don't know. It's hard to tell. These people look like real people. These look like drawings. Oh, the ringer's eye was painted. I'm sure that wasn't harmful in any way. Food coloring, you know. Wikipedia says the ring was real and they just used the dye to make a complete circle. Gotcha. Well, testing the new Edison's recreation of Lazzari's glorious voice. Caroline Lazzari, contralto of the Chicago Opera Company. So we're going to put in Caroline Lazzari for sure. Opera star, because what if somebody is collecting all things Catherine Lazzari? Carolyn, whatever her name is. I don't mean to make fun of this, but I don't know who this is. I should, being the music buff I am. Don't know opera well at all. I know Tony Lazzari, played with Phil Rizzuto on the Yankees. Caroline Lazzari. Yeah, I went to school with a Caroline Lazzari. Voice creation. Katie on the schnoz. Good night, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Signorina Lazzari is a new member of the Edison family. Enjoyed the distinction of making the test before 5 other great opera singers. So those are all ringers in the opera arena here. I guess that's Miss Lazzari right there. Leads me to believe they are recording her as we speak. Or are they comparing her live voice? Is it live or is it Memorex or Edison? Pretty cool. So you have a crack staff of opera singers all comparing the recreation of a voice versus the actual voice. I think that's actually very unique. Edison Labs, Orange, New Jersey, of course. A postcard request brings our interesting magazine along Broadway and other Edison literature. The new Edison, the phonograph with a soul. Thomas Alva Edison, Orange, New Jersey. The guy invented a couple of things. What, baby? Good night, baby. Good night, Mrs. Flippett. Yeah, I'm talking 9:30, folks. 2.5 hours of entertainment, all for the cheap price of a couple of hearts and maybe a thumbs up here or two. So I hope you had a great time tonight. I'm going to list this one. I'm going to keep this at that same premium. And we'll see. Maybe I'll save these ads for Monday. We'll do some more listing. You guys like the listing format? I certainly do. Great show. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Karen. You too. Let me save this. Maybe we'll continue with the 10 or so that are left, or 12. Maybe there's more than 10 on Monday. It's a lot of fun. These are a special group of ads for sure. All right. Now I can look at comments like a human being here. Thank you, Karen. Thanks for coming in. Karen also with an immediate, she comes in, bam, hits us with a fact. All right, everybody, 9:30 Friday night, 2.5 hours in the books. I hope you got some good information. Hope you had some fun. Thank you for all your contributions. And I will see everybody on Monday night, probably same time, 7 o'clock. We'll do a start at 7. It helps people on the West Coast. It's a little bit later in the day than when I start at 6. And hopefully we'll keep the fun going. Thank you, Leland, for coming in. I know you came in late, but always go back and check the replay. We have plenty of replay tonight, 2.5 hours. First half hour, 45 minutes of the show was spent on some very, very unique and beautiful artistic prints from this magazine. They weren't advertisements. They were just prints that I priced way, way up on the heels of a couple of good print sales that I've made recently. So check that out if you haven't seen it from the beginning of the show. If you have stuck with me for the whole 2.5 hours, thanks so much. CJ, thanks, man. Morris, great job. Thank you. Keep listening, and hopefully be here Monday night. Keep you company again. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.